on, especially on curable diseases, on organ transfers, transplants and whatnot that couldn't be solved before. Remind, before this, Venezuela had the highest salary of the whole hemisphere. We were the most prosperous country, and suddenly we went from 100% to zero. And then the hard, of course, it was also based on our own weaknesses, our own contradictions, our own secular shortcomings. They also exploited all of them in order to bring collapse. And regardless of how close we've been there, it hasn't happened. They haven't succeeded. And I don't think they will succeed now either, regarding the amount of harm they are actually willing to ensue against us. We'll see. I mean, like I said, I'm not. Trump is also making a calculation here that is a very domestic one. I'm thinking of a question, a comment you make, a remark you made before. Rubio represents also Florida. Florida, it's basically the model of the government management, not only because of the Southern crazies in the Congress, like they call them. I mean, we're talking about Carlos Jimenez, María Elvira Salazar, Mario Diaz-Balart, but also Susie Wiles, who comes from Florida, and also Mike Waltz, that comes from Florida. And Florida actually, it's like a turbo capitalist model of management. It's like a fire estate. I mean, finance, insurance, and real estate, and also has like the worst labor laws in the whole country right now. So it's further means a lot of things to the Trump administration, and also means a lot of things in Congress, and it also means a lot of things electorally. And mind you, we have midterm elections next year. So I think all this amounts to those variables we got here. And also, I mean, I can name so many factors that are all related and how they've been weaponized or deformed based on sanctions and based on the economic distortions that comes after that. And also to accuse of corruption a country that is looking ways to not be drowned or choked or blockaded in order to keep on living and in order to keep a decent amount of normalcy and sovereignty and independence as well. So the other thing to close this is that given that this is not more a Wilsonian approach to policymaking, this is a Rooseveltian approach. Kind of like, I think it was Kissinger at diplomacy, he called it the hinge between these two kind of power projections, the Roosevelt kind and the Wilsonian kind. You know, the Wilsonian would be like spreading democracy and liberty, that's US responsibility, but Roosevelt is basically focused on our interest in the way to safeguarding, regardless of any kind of means, even by under the Monroe Doctrine, even under the Roosevelt Corollary, that basically says we're not going to do any aggression in the region. But if any government, I'm paraphrasing here, any government is unable to solve their own problems